Welcome to Africa USA Radio. This is our very new show that is coming to you, presented by Lady T. My name is Tebello Mosese. We are going to be talking about community development, community building. The name of our show is Community Building with Lady T. Welcome, everyone. I hope we are going to learn together. We are going to grow together. We are going to do a lot of things together as we build different communities wherever we are from Africa to USA. Now, I understand that we might have different perceptions of what community building is. And there are also a lot of people out there who are more knowledgeable on the subject than I probably am. But I believe that according to my experience with the work that I do, the work that I have already done in different communities, I can share my 2 cents worth of what I believe community building is. And as we continue with the program, even with more episodes that will be coming up, I would like us, as we build a new community together, to come up with ideas, to come up with solutions in the problems that we are encountering, because community building is more about building healthy communities, finding a way of building relationships mostly among ourselves within the spaces that we are in. It could be at a workplace, it could be at home, it could be at church, everywhere where there is a group of people who are coming together. We we we, we regard that as a community. Now, I would like to maybe share or give a brief description of my understanding of community development. And like I'm saying, it is according to my own definition. But I know even when we maybe search on the internet, we go through the dictionaries, we'll probably find different definitions of what community development is. So, community development is a group of people or generate solutions to common problems. Some of these problems can be economic, they can be social, they can be environmental, or even religious and culturally, of course. Community building is also a process of establishing or re-establishing structures within which new ways of relating with one another socially are formed, whereby promoting human rights and meeting human needs become possible. So, according to my understanding, this is what community building mostly entails of. Like I mentioned, that I have done a lot of work with regards to community building. I've worked with a lot of orphanages. I've worked with old age homes. I've worked with people who live on the streets. I've worked with people who are in prison. So all of these things that I'm mentioning, those are all communities that have been formed, because at the end of the day, it's people who are placed in one area, maybe because of a specific need or a specific challenge or problem that they have in common. And because maybe where they are trying to find a solution to that common problem. So that will then make them a community that has come together to find a solution or to build a structure to resolve whatever problem that they have. I would like us to talk about in this episode um, the issue that we are currently experiencing, and I know we are not experiencing it only here in South Africa, but it is a common problem across the world. Um, since this month, the month of June, here in South Africa, we are celebrating Youth Month, and there is also a Father's Day that falls within this specific month where we celebrate fathers internationally. We know that fatherlessness has become a big problem across the world, and it has caused so many problems. It is the source and the cause of many social ills in our communities. It is the cause of many social ills in our families. And I thought it would be proper and probably helpful if we can discuss the issue of fatherlessness and the impact that it has in our families, the impact that it has in communities and the world at large, because it also um, maybe for the lack of a better word, it makes more people, especially our youth, to feel neglected, to feel abandoned, to feel rejected. And what happens is they try to find ways in other things. Maybe lately, I think most people are going for drugs just to try and numb the pain that they are feeling because of the void that they have of having fathers absent in their lives. So if we can just maybe look at that within this month of June to try to see what is it that we can do in our own spaces, in families, in communities, in churches, everywhere we are, even in schools, to try and talk about this because it's a huge problem. Crime has gone up because kids feel like they need to maybe become fathers even at a very young age. They have to take certain responsibilities for their families because fathers are not there to do what is expected of them. Now, I've got some statistics here, but they are more based on the stats that I took from the South African Stats SA website, where we see, or we are going to see, the numbers about fatherlessness in our own country. Um, it shows here that in South Africa, 1 out of 2 fathers is absent in his or his children's lives. This is an estimation of around 54% of men aged between 15 and 49. And of this percentage, 50% of these fathers do not have contact or any relationship with their children. In 2022, that is last year, 2022, the statistics have gone from that number, which is 54%, to a soaring 60%, according to Stats SA survey for 2022. Now, if we look at the 54% between the year 2004 to 2006, to the percentage of 60% in 2022, it shows a massive increase. What is it that we are not doing right? Or what is it that we are doing wrong to not be able to bring this number down? Are we a fatherless nation as South Africans? Are we a fatherless world? Because, like I said earlier, this is a problem that affects probably the whole world. If I can take an example, in USA, The data that I collected from United States Census Bureau shows that nearly 19.5 million children are without fathers in their lives. That is a huge number. There are other reports that 57% of Black communities is without fathers. Reports show that only 31.7% of Black children stay with their fathers compared to 51.1 colored community, 86.1 of Asian community, and 80.2% of the white community. In our Black communities, only 57.3% is living with their fathers. Now, back to the issues that we are coming across, the social issues that we are coming across with the fatherlessness in our communities. What is it that you are doing as an individual? How are we going to make things right to see that we have communities that are with fathers in their lives? As fathers out there, what is it that you are doing to make things right with your children? What is it that is causing you to stay away? I think most importantly, what is it that is causing you to stay away from your children's lives? Because we are trying to find solutions. We are trying to build better communities for the future of our children. So as we continue with the program, I would like to hear from you in our comment section. From wherever you are, just send us a message, just send us a comment and tell us what you think we can do better. As mothers, as fathers, even as children, let us try to bring in solutions to this pandemic, because it is really destroying the future of our children. As we celebrate Youth Month this month, it is really a sad thing to watch that many of our children out there are feeling so hopeless, also because of the unemployment that we are experiencing in our country, in South Africa. That is one of the issues that we are having as communities. What is it that we can do to make things better for the children of tomorrow? What initiatives can we take to bring forth projects and programs that can assist our youth in our communities? How can we get our governments in different places where we are to support those initiatives and programs to say, we as the community have come up with this program. How can you as government get involved? Or how can we, even as the community, work around finding our own solutions to make things better for ourselves and the betterment of our children? Now, as we move along with the program, Community Building with Lady T, we will be discussing a lot of other issues that are related to social problems or solutions that we can come up with to make sure that our communities are healthy and everyone that lives in those communities are included. We are going to be discussing inclusive communities, inclusive society in this program. I would like to make a quote, to read a quote by our former president here in South Africa, a great humanitarian who was the first president, the black president for South Africa. May his soul continue to rest in peace. That is former President Nelson Mandela. I will read the quote. It says, "We must work together to ensure the equitable distribution of wealth, opportunity, and power in our society." Now, reading this quote, it makes me wonder, I'm sure it also makes you wonder where you are. If really what we are seeing happening in our communities, in our countries, even across the world, if indeed it is the sharing of wealth that we are seeing, it is the promotion of one person and the next person and the other person to make sure that we all have equal wealth in our communities. If it is not the case, how can we rectify this? Why do other people have more power over the other people? Is the power can't be, why can't the power be distributed equally among the people if it's possible? There is an inclusive society that we are going to be talking about. The inclusive society means that in a case where there are decisions that are supposed to be made that affect other people, that affect communities, it means those people need to be made part of the decision making. Is it really what is happening? Let's make an example now with the issue of unemployment that I mentioned. With the projects that are being brought up in different communities, are the people actually being involved from the ground? Are people being involved in making decisions to make those projects work? If not, what is the reason why people cannot be made part of the decision-making processes? If it's something that is going to benefit them, why can't they be made part of the decision-making team or processes? It is my understanding that with the inclusive society, if everyone is to give their opinions or their solutions as they think maybe will be solutions, it is only right that their voices are heard. It is only right that everybody is given a fair opportunity to say what they feel is going to work for them or what they feel is going to work for the community. Instead of having a small group of people coming with an idea to say this is going to benefit the people, and therefore that idea is now being imposed on the majority of those people. So these are the things that we are going to be discussing. How do we get people involved in different programs, in different projects for the better living of everybody living in that community? The other thing that I would like to discuss, as we are going to probably be dwelling more of as part of this program, it is the what we call the Maslow's law, Maslow's law of hierarchy. This is what we call Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It is a pyramid that a man named Maslow created as he believed that it maps different motivations in the way human beings behave, in the way that they um, conduct their lives, and the way that they present themselves and live with other people in different communities. So one of these elements is what we call self-actualization. Self-actualization is a desire to be the best that one can be, a desire to meet one's potential, a desire your life. And it comes at the top of a this is a need and a feeling that each one of us have got in our hearts. We want to feel like we belong somewhere. We want to feel recognized. We want to feel respected. This is followed by love and belonging. Having a family, having friendships that are healthy, having a sense of connection with others that makes us whole in a way, and we feel that we are within the right community. If we feel loved and we feel that we can connect with other people. And then it is followed by safety and security. Being healthy, having a source of income, meeting personal needs, because as a human being, you want to evolve, you want to grow. And when you reach a certain age, you somehow set maybe goals of what you want to see yourself. And if you cannot reach that goal, you feel like you are not doing enough. You feel like you have failed yourself. Then you have that sense of security being taken away from you, and the safety. Because if you cannot provide for your basic needs, then it threatens your security, it threatens your safety as a person. Lastly, we have sociological needs. This is access to clean water, having a shelter over your head, having food at least on a daily basis. But we know that is not the case for everyone. There are people who go to bed hungry. There are people who spend days without eating. There are people who live under the bridges. There are people who don't have access even to clean water in this day and age. So these are the things that we will be discussing more, even individually, as we go forward with this amazing program that we are starting today, community building with Lady T. This is going to be a very exciting journey for myself, and I believe it is going to be an exciting journey for you as well. And I believe that we are going to get inputs from you, even about the topics that you want us to talk about. Hopefully, as we go along this journey, um, we'll have more people who will coming into the show that we can interview, people that we can get an insight from, people who are more knowledgeable even about the matter, maybe experts on the matter of community building and community development. So as I close this show today, which was a very exciting show for me, as nervous as it has been in preparation for everything, I believe that we are going to grow as a new community in this platform. and we are going to learn together. We are going to grow together. And from myself, Lady T, I love you all, but God loves you more. Until we meet again in the next episode, bye bye.